Hello, I am Renee and I'm submitting my journal for week 5, diabetes. Okay, first question. With reference to activity 13, tag 3, explain the results of my assessment and identify my risk for diabetes. Well, for my assessment, there were 10 questions. I only had one question that I did get a yes on, and that was, do I urinate frequently? And I do, and the main reason that I do is because I drink about 2 to 3 of these a day, and that's a liter. And the reason I drink so much water is because I try to stay hydrated. I do wear makeup. I want to keep my skin good. I want to make sure my urine is clear, and I like water. You know, when I get thirsty, and sometimes I just be wanting a nice cold glass of cucumber lemon water. Question 2, explain the relationship between health and wellness by discussing the impact of diabetes mellitus on at least 3 dimensions of wellness. Okay, so of course diabetes affects all dimensions of wellness, but the 3 that I wanted to focus on were your emotional, your spiritual, and your physical. Those are the ones that stand out for me because those are important to me. So as we all know, with someone, when you have diabetes, it impacts and has a high prevalence of coexisting other chronic conditions. So emotionally, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, the doctor explained all this crap to me. You know, I'm so stressed out. I'm so upset. I could potentially die, have a heart attack, and have a stroke. So emotionally, that can be very stressful, and which leads into your spiritual, because I think if you don't have a spiritual foundation that helps to keep your morals and your values in check, and you have a higher calling that you can reach out to, that when you are stressed out, what's going to be your zen to keep you calm and to help you get through that. And from that point, I think the physical, because when I'm stressed out and emotions are high and I'm not connecting with my Lord, physically, I don't feel like doing anything. I let my body go, in a sense where, you know, you're not eating right, you're not drinking right, you're not working out. And so physically, when that stress levels go up, that means cortisols come in. And being a diabetic, you can't afford to let your systems get out of whack. You want to kind of keep your systems in check and keep them together, keep them functioning at high optimal conditions. Third and last question, identify 3 lifestyle habits a person can practice to reduce his or her risk of type 2 diabetes. 1, I would say smoking and non-smoking. I say don't smoke. And I wouldn't think that too many people smoke on this earth lately, but I live in Japan and they even have smoking vending machines. Hello. I mean, sometimes you walk past a person over here and they were just recently smoking. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so high off the smoke you just had. So definitely non-smoking. I think your nutrition, monitoring your intake and your output, because of the risk factors of obesity. Because the food that we get, even though we are Americans, is so full of fat. You know, making sure you have a low-fat, high-fiber diet, because food, I think they put crack in it because it is so delicious, especially the good stuff like the sushi. Oh my God. And of course, monitoring how much you take of that food. And the third thing, risk factor I would say to monitor is, you know, knowing your family history. You know, of course, a lot with women, we have to be mindful of our mother's history and our grandmother's history. But on the risk factors for your family members who do have diabetes or pre-diabetes, that's important to be aware of that. And some people don't think about those things until they actually are diagnosed with something, and then they have to do the research. But when you become older, or you just become educated about situations or conditions, you want to be aware, and that's how you can monitor them. So those are the 3 things I think are really important for diabetes. Thank you.